And we're back. Day 102 of this winter cut. How are you guys doing today? Me, I'm actually happy to report that I'm the same weight as I was yesterday. And like, it probably sounds weird that I'm happy that I'm the same weight considering that this is the winter cut and my goal right now is to lose weight. But the thing is like, with the rate that things were dropping, it was kind of getting mildly concerning. Because for me, weight coming off really fast usually means that I'm going to start feeling really bad really soon. And with how good I have been feeling, I am very okay if things slow down a little bit just so I can keep the feeling good going. Anyways, as always, Thursday is dynamic effort bench and overhead focused accessory day for me. The reason I'm running an overhead focused accessory day right now, even though I still am a powerlifter, is that if you guys watched my Monday bench vlog, it's very apparent that my triceps are doing what they need to do, my pecs are pretty close to doing what they need to do, but my delts still ain't quite there yet. And having that overhead delt focus after my speed bench is gonna let me do something about that. And like really, the delts needing work is my own doing because for way too long in my powerlifting career, like I told myself that because I had a pretty big shoulder injury history prior to starting powerlifting, that I probably should not do a ton of shoulder work to try to protect them. But that was probably one of the worst choices early powerlifting career Seth ever made. Also, we're doing the reverse grip, comp grip, alternating protocol once again for speed because it's really hard and really fun, especially with the American Gamer bar, because you get a little bit of extended range, then a little bit of shortened range when you flip the bar around. And if you guys have been here for a while, you'll remember that in 2023, I ripped my pec off. Complex tear, kind of a shit show, took 2 surgeries to get right, and was a real pain in the ass to come back from. With that, part of me cannot help but wonder is that if my front delts weren't weak as shit at the time, would have my pec been better off and could have I actually finished that bench? So yeah, that's why we're prioritizing delts over triceps on this day, because triceps are good at doing stuff, delts not so much. But we're working on it. I mean, not right now because this is speed bench, not delt work, but that is coming up. I'm going to trade benches because this pad is really skinny and I almost fell off and knocked the bar off the J's at the end of that. So yeah, we're switching benches. Much more appropriately thick and sticky pad on the X Master. And as far as loading on the work sets go, just gonna do the exact same thing that I've done for the last couple weeks, which probably isn't ideal for speed work, but considering that one of my bigger goals right now is managing fatigue, just flat loading across the wave and trying to press the same weight better and better each week is a good way to make sure that I stay in the pocket. My goal for this lighter flat loaded protocol here is to make my rest periods as short as possible while pushing the bar as hard as possible. And the really neat thing that happens is when you're really cooking rest periods with a light weight, you're gonna get to a point towards the end where you are forced to push the bar as freaking hard as you can, or else you're gonna miss. And that is where the magic with speed work happens. And last week was the first week on this protocol that I actually made it through the whole thing without needing to rest pause at the end. So hopefully we can keep that going. And like set 1, you're always like, oh, this is gonna be easy. And then set 2, you're like, okay, we're still doing okay. Set 3, you're usually pretty confident that you're gonna make it. And then set 4, you realize how much trouble you're really in. Set 5, you start pausing because pauses are a little bit of rest time. And we are freaking out of gas. I would have missed that next one, so we're gonna shake it out. And like, if you think that I'm faking it right now, literally just try the same protocol and see how it feels, because if you do it right, it feels very not easy. And like every time I do that, I just can't help but laugh at myself for how freaking hard it gets. But like, that's the goal of speed work. Like, if you are not making it the most mentally and physically difficult thing you're doing in your training week, you're doing your speed work wrong. And got the speed bench tracked and looking at the team activated program app to see what I got next, which is some seated barbell overhead press, which I have to refer to as just high incline, or else the internet will get mad at me. But what I find with running them just below a true overhead setting is that the groove starts to feel a whole lot more specific to what I want carrying into my bench press. And Tyler showed up, so he's running these with me. A little more tuck. A little more tuck. Elbows on lats. Elbows on lats. Yeah. Like catch. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's like think vertical JM press. That makes sure your triceps are working. That makes sure front delts are working. And that's what we want. Just get it in and just try to bend elbows. Like almost make it like a front squat. Okay. There you go. Yeah. Feel the oomph? He found the oomph. That was better, right?
Snap, snap, snap. Felt good, baby.
And if any of you guys are feeling like you're stuck in training and don't know what to do with your programming, your intent, your accessories, hit the link below and join the team, because I want to give you one-on-one level coaching so we can make sure that you know exactly what it is that you need to be doing to drive progress. Plus, if you sign up right now, prices are going up from $49 a month to $99 a month on April 1st, so don't miss out on the chance to lock in a lower rate and get access to the team training app for absolutely free. The app is sick because not only is it what I'm using right now to track and access all of my own programming, got a ton of programs in there that our goal with the team is to give you the tools and coaching you need so we can customize them for exactly what you need to be doing. I feel like I said need too many times in that sentence, but I don't want to do another take, so we're going to do the set. But you see that like pull into myself in the bottom, like pulling my rib cage up? That gives me something to pop off of. And we'll go 2 next. Let's go. Yes, big tries, big lats. There you go. Pull. Yes. Good. Yeah. Man. Look better than a plate. Like the inser's taper is wrong.
Sorry?
The inser's taper is like wrong.
Like on the inside of the
Yeah, the inside of the knee is like too weird for the calf.
Oh, yeah.
But
well, I'll probably be okay because I got these slender bitches.
And we're borrowing Miana's wrist straps again because mine are in the car, and I am too much of a pansy to overhead press 2 plates without wrist straps, as I am too much of a pansy to want to walk out of this giant gym out to the car. No, we're like not that far, but it's still far.
It's far enough for you. This is an inconvenience.
Yes. This is easier. Goal here is to make this good enough that we can go up. Maybe we shouldn't go up today. And not super excited about 225 moving like that on those, but it's like such is dieting. And if I am this much lighter than I was on this day last week, like I would be stupid to expect to be able to really match my performance. So, I mean, not happy, but at least okay with it. And like I was saying in the staying strong while cutting video, the only thing that freaking matters right now isn't weight on the bar. It's that I'm working hard enough to make sure that the work I'm doing is going to let me work better when calories come back up and body weight stabilizes. So we're making up for the lack of barbell pressing ability with trying to contract really freaking hard against the machine overhead. And I definitely need to go up because I forgot how light this thing is. Ah. So much front delt. Nice feeler set. We'll go up. And it's like slow out of the bottom and then accelerates. A little slower. Yeah. Like catch delt, then pop. Catch delt. You don't got to pause it. Just smooth. Yeah. And the biggest reason I like this machine right now is number one, it feels really good. But number two, all I got to do is flick a button to put more weight on it, which is very nice when I am very hungry feeling. We'll go full stack for top set. Chest tall, chest tall. Keep it tall, keep it tall, keep it tall. Yeah. See, no more ribcage swinging makes it a little bit harder for him. Keep her tall. Yeah. Through. Good. And like what I was cueing Tyler there is as he was lower, he was letting ribcage drop. And it was like flinging with upper back contraction to get the thing going versus just delt flexing. And if we're trying to train delts, we want to make sure we're actually flexing delts, not just flinging ribcage around. Anyways, top set time. Oh. 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 Making sure I catch that last eccentric well. Okay. Tall. Good. Yep. Yep. Through, squeeze. This thing freaking sneaks up, eh?
Oh, it ramps up aggressively quick.
Anyways, now we are going to be running something that is a little bit less delt building and more in the program for the sake of shoulder health. And what we're doing for that is a little bit counterintuitive because I'm running dips. And like everyone on the internet wants to talk about how dips are bad for your shoulders and they beat up your shoulders, and if you do dips, your shoulders are going to be ruined. But the thing is that if we can take a hard movement where things can be vulnerable and build it up to the point where it's less vulnerable, it can become very, very beneficial for allowing that body part to become more and more resilient. And dips are something that I've really learned to prioritize highly after that pec tear, because the better I am at dips, the safer the shoulders feel, the safer the pec feels, and the more safe they feel, the more confident I am on bench press. Really freaking stoked for that quality and range of motion on my first set. Kind of cold with these. And I mean, like, we're not cold because it is the fourth movement of the day, but you guys know what I mean. When's the last time you done a dip? Look at that! I'm impressed. Probably because he weighs like 170 pounds right now that he's doing them well, but
70? I'm offended.
he's probably like 210 to be realistic, but 220?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
No fucking way. Where are you hiding it?
Huh?
Where are you hiding it?
This dump truck I got.
All in the balls.
It's all balls stored in my piss.
And we are not going to talk through this set and do extended pauses so I can talk. And hopefully that'll let me get a few more better reps in here before all my muscles get tired. Woo! And like, if dips seem really daunting, shoulders feel really sketchy, the way to be thinking about building up to them is starting off with something that's going to be a whole lot easier. So you can even like rig up a band around your chest hung from a chin-up bar and just run push-ups, practicing that serratus push through, practicing controlling a similar degree of shoulder control to a dip. Once that feels good, take away the assistance from the push-up. Once that feels good, put your hands on some boxes you can drop your chest between. Once that feels good, get on an assisted dip, and once you progress the assisted dip, you should be able to hop into some of these suckers and not die. Now that my range of motion access and Tyler giving Darrell a back rub is almost complete, we're going to move on to side lateral range machine, and we're actually doing it more side laterally today, not trying to make it fronty. And I almost had a repeat of the arm stuff that I did on Monday because this machine moved and I walked right past it and I was like, where the fuck is the shoulder raise thingamabobber that I liked? And it was way behind me, so we had to turn around. But we made it here, and this is way too light. It also feels weird standing backwards, so I had to put more weight on and turn around for the next set. Never mind, Tyler just had a really good point because he was saying that we should try the thing that we did rear delts on more side raise because it's probably going to be harder for me, and if it's harder for me, it'll probably be more better. And letting Tyler lead the way here because him making 3 look easy is going to placebo me into making it feel lighter than it probably will otherwise. That made no sense when it came out of my mouth. It made much more sense in my head, so I'm just going to pretend that it worked. I don't give a shit. It's just a stupid vlog. And like I always joked about the last vlog getting beat by Joel because he's little and skinny. But like right now, I don't know how I'm going to deal with the embarrassment of getting beat by a 170-pound natty guy. Yeah, I'm going to go this way because it's going to be easier. Putting my hands where Tyler had his, like, felt like something was going to not feel very nice by the end of the set. So we'll cheat a little bit just so we can pretend we're keeping up. It actually feels better getting higher, eh? Like the leverage actually feels better getting higher.
Yeah.
Which is probably good because I probably need more range in my side delt work if I want to grow some side delts. I am ashamed. And Tyler slapped another plate on, which I'm probably going to take off for my set because I'm a pansy. What I'm learning is that I probably need to do more manual labor that involves holding stuff above my head all day long. But again, like this discrepancy between Tyler and I's shoulder ability is exactly why I am placing such a high priority on the delts right now. Oh. 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 I actually cannot believe I got that many there, which I think is part of the benefit of using this machine. Is like the chuckability that I always talk about. Is like the rep gets hard, and I can just like keep finding ways to strain against it to contract and contract and contract and contract. And I think that is going to be very productive for actually growing some boulder shoulders, hopefully. And I'm counting those two as 2 work sets. Tyler's taking another at 4 because his 3 was probably too easy to count. Calm down there, cowboy. Yup. Good. Squeeze. Isn't my hand placement easier?
It's so much easier.
Yeah. Making me look bad.
That's a weird grip.
And even if I am getting beat by skinny natty man on those, pretty freaking stoked with the degree of delt pump. So we're gonna dig into my all-time favorite fronty toucher, some of these incline scapular plane front raises. And what I mean by scapular plane is I'm trying to make my humerus move along the plane of my scapula, which is gonna make it a shit ton of front delt, and it feels very nice. Really looking forward to Tyler kicking my ass on these two. Yeah. And get the head back. Yeah. And keep it back, keep it back. Yeah. Embrace the stretch. Sick. Feels good though, eh?
It does.
And like poking and prodding them, like pec's a little bit hard, so I might want to try to shut that off a little bit. And just make it there, just make it there, yeah. Keep that soft right there. Better?
Yeah.
Good. Intent matters. Also, should say we got a second Bison photo print shirt dropping on April 1st, so be on the lookout for that when it does happen. Code YouTube will save you 10%. Because I don't know, it is just sick to be able to put our photography on something and do something with it, even if it is just going to be me wearing it. Like, the whole reason we are doing the apparel is to make clothing that I want to train in, because hopefully you guys will too. This is far too hard to be talking during. And like what I'm doing with my opposite hand while I'm working is I'm trying to feel my pec just so I can make sure that it's not hopping in too hard. And like if I'm feeling the pec contract, I'm like deliberately trying to relax it so that I can contract more with the front delt. Because I am trying to train front delts right now, not pec. Oh. And that got hard. Yup. Good. Head back, head back, head back, head back. Yeah. There you go. Yup. Notice how much harder it got when he pulled his head back. So if you guys are doing this at home, make sure we're packing neck. And like that cue there is very similar to what we're talking about with his machine overhead, because if his head's forward, it's easy to like rock the rib cage to gain momentum. But if we're keeping the head packed back, rib cage is going to be more stable, so we aren't cheating with the rib cage fling once again. And on today's edition of not triceps, but triceps, I had to see if I can make this thing work for machine pushdown. If I sit down, will it be better? That's too low. I think this will be at least adequate if we get some plates on it. Or, am I still in frame? I might not be in frame. Oh, that's gonna be, no, that's too wrong. That's too wrong. Yeah, give it a whirl. Right? That'll be nice.
Yeah, that is good. You know who's gonna give it to you?
And figure we'll go plate in hopes that it's light enough to be a feeler set for me, but also light enough that Tyler doesn't die. Okay, quarter on, hopefully less embarrassing. Oh. 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 The amount of triceps pressure in the bottom, I am so happy. And like, try it, but we might need to go 10. Watch it make me look really stupid right now. Yep. What I'm learning is I need to grow a pair for the next set. Yeah. Yep. What's wrong with me? It's like that general strength.
The bamboo bar one was my
Yeah,
favorite.
right?
You sit there, you're just like, this is terrible. I'm like, why? Fuck you.
Okay, 2 quarters. Gonna wake up and try to embarrass myself. Less here than the previous set. Oh. 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 Yeah, blaming it on being skinny right now. If Tyler does this, I'm gonna be really, really ashamed. But like, it's so heavy that it's awkward, right?
It's getting into position.
Oh, come on, get some bend. Get some more bend.
No.
Okay, I finally feel less bad about myself today. Come on. Good. I think like what's really cool about this for a push down is you can stick your head between the handles, so it's really easy to like stack on top of it and not like put body weight behind it to cheat, but to stabilize with body weight. And you can also squeeze thigh pad with your legs to kind of hold yourself down. It creates a quite nice feel. And like the 2 quarters was gross enough, I'm probably just gonna do this too and try to go for a high standard of quality, meaning pretty much elbow bend as I can get, and then a really hard flex at full extension. Oh. 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 Yeah, I'm okay with this. Like, it ain't as saucy as that Incline Smith JM, but it's definitely like decently saucy, right?
Oh, it's good. I feel
Like so much like,
aggressively
yeah,
in the
right
line.
there. I didn't have the camera on, yeah. Oh no.
Aggressively in the line.
And that's where we want to put it. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to run for lats, but then I walked over here and saw Joel doing this, which has me mildly excited.
Mildly pumped.
Me too. Look how cute Joel is. Isn't he cute? Look at that smile. Does the vlog miss Joel now that he's a bodybuilder?
No.
No, they definitely don't.
Still
like, Joel
still
leaving
build
is entirely why my view count has gone up. And I think what I'm going to do for lats is I tried the tricepy thing we were on and didn't feel super good. So I'm going to run down this line, try to decide which one of these machines feels like it has the most potential. And I think, like, so far this one's the winner. Yeah, that guy's the winner. We're using that guy. And I think what I'm going to do is take advantage of the multi-grips on this thing and have a little bit of fun with a John Meadowsy type protocol where we're not going to go super heavy, but we're going to get some good reps in at this grip. I should have planned my talking out better so I'd have time to finish this set. And then we're going to move the grip in one and and go till that gets hard at a slightly different part of the upper back. Then we're going to go into a slightly narrower grip yet. And we're going to go to an even narrower grip and just burn right out. One of my guys, Bo, requested that I write him a very mountain doggy block for his post-meet phase, and writing that block made me so freaking jealous that I wanted to at least toss in one of those protocols. And not that I don't want to record Tyler here, but my camera's about to die, so I'm gonna go swap batteries. Batteries in, we're back. Tyler's gotta go, so I went to the car and grabbed him the limited edition oversized green sweater. XL?
XL, yeah.
What's your real body weight right now?
260.
At 6'4", right? You're very tall?
No, super tall.
Super tall.
Yeah.
5'11"-ish?
Yeah, 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah, 5'10", 5'11", if you guys are referencing sizing. But the reason I'm pointing this out is that those guys are going to be gone on March 30th to make room for these guys on April 1st. So if you want one of those guys, order one before they're gone. Again, code YouTube will save you 10%.
10 out of 10 would recommend. Probably one of the most comfortable hoodies I've ever worn.
Definitely didn't pay him to say that. Anyways, we're back here. Same protocol. Starting wide, getting reps, going narrow. I'm going to try to control the top end more than I did on rep number 2 because that kind of sucked. And in the basement, I got the ELITEFTS multi-grip pull-down handle that I used to love doing this kind of protocol on. And not really training in the basement anymore and not having that handle, I do really miss it. So I'm glad that we got this machine. Don't want to burn out too hard on the first set, so we're going in. And what's cool here is like I can really like reach the chest forward into a big old stretch. I'm a fan of this thing. And the strength curve is very nice too. Woo, we're getting roasted. Having flashbacks to how that speed bench felt. A little bit different, but still very pumpy. Oh. Last one. That thing is so good. Have you tried it yet?
I've tried.
Yeah, how is it? And now it is time to revisit the egregiously heavy pec deck machine for, I guess, reverse pec decks because we're doing rear delts. Oh. I hate how heavy this thing is. But I freaking love the strength curve because it is the first one of these that I've ever tried that is heavy the whole way through, which makes it so much easier to get a really, really, really good contraction on both the pec side and the rear delt side. So I'm a happy camper. Even if it does feel like it needs to be lubed up, I don't know if you guys can see the plates chattering, but it's a little bit sticky. And even with that, it still feels way better than the one at the other gym that I'm used to. So I will not complain. I might try the other one over there though, because Niana was saying that one was less sticky earlier today, so we might migrate. Never mind, before we do that, Joel's naked, so gotta put it on the vlog. Do you want me to like blur this out? Yeah, you're too ashamed, hide it? Yeah, there'll be a box over his body. Sorry guys.
If I
Joel,
told you he's going to compete next weekend, would you believe it?
no. I mean, I know the truth.
You're the one who keeps selling. Yeah.
I mean, I think he'd do okay.
You could, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, time to try this guy out, and I've been told that it's much lighter, so I started more aggressively, but apparently too aggressively once again. Could probably go up from here. And that is the sweet spot. Strength curve on this one isn't like as wonderful, but it's still pretty freaking good. So we'll dig in. And if you ever hear me cueing spread on bench, it's like that rear delt fly action against the barbell is what I'm trying to go for. And the reason I am now back in this room that is soon to be where the monolith will live is that I'm going to try to revisit the hanging kettlebell leg raise one more time. Except with only one kettlebell this time, in hopes that not having to try to hold two kettlebells on my foot simultaneously makes it a little bit more doable, which it kind of seems to be, so we'll crank. What I'm realizing is maybe the two kettlebells wasn't the problem. I'm just really bad at this. And like the reason I kind of want to do this is I normally do a lot of hanging on the chin-up bar in the power rack in my basement, but now that there's no longer power rack in my basement, I probably should start doing a little bit more hanging for the nice shoulder stretchy stretch while I'm at the gym. And this is a good way to get some hanging in. Wow. Also training. So 2 birds, 1 stone. And like one of the things that I always try to do is if I find something that I am very bad at, I usually want to try to do it until I at least get a little bit less bad. So this is probably going to be one of those things because a 25-pound kettlebell shouldn't be this hard. Because that got really hard. Also apparently a little bit dangerous. And I do wish the chin bar was bolted like a tiny bit higher just so I could get more hip extension without the kettlebell clanking. But this is going to be more than good enough because it is already really, really, really shitty to do, if you can't tell. Better dismount though on that set. Also, for those of you who watch the vlog where I call the scissor lift a zoom boom, here is proof that there is a zoom boom in the gym as well. And on that note, or not really at all, I think the biggest thing that I want people to get from this whole cut series and like the vlogs as a whole is I have a lot of days like today, like yesterday, where my top set performance on my barbell lifts like isn't where I think I should be capable of. And like right now, obviously I know why stuff is down from when I was much stronger, when I was much heavier. But what I want to really get across with that is even though I'm unhappy with my level of performance, I'm not like, yay, I'm weak right now. I'm also not letting being unhappy with my performance on those lifts like ruin my attitude or ruin my day or ruin my session. And I'm really trying to use the not being stoked with my performance on the barbell lifts right now as motivation to make all of my accessories and everything else that I'm doing as productive as possible. Because no matter what, no matter where you are in training, no matter if you're cutting, no matter if you're meat prep, no matter if you're off season trying to put on size, the biggest thing we need to do with our training is do our best to make it productive. And if we ever do allow ourselves to get in our heads and get upset and get down about our performance, that is going to prevent us from being as productive as we could be on the rest of the sessions. And that's why I think it's so, so, so important to care about how you're doing and care about the numbers on the bar, but at the same time, don't care. And what I mean by that is like, whatever you're capable of on the day, like that's what you're capable of on the day. And if it isn't what you want to be capable of, it really means that you just need to keep working and keep doing productive training so that you can get better. And more often than not, like if a newer lifter has a bad day and they're upset about it, the reason they had a bad day is probably because they overshot the previous week or they've been overshooting a bunch of weeks in a row, and it just all adds up into things feeling worse than it should. And if you're in that spot, it's going to be one of the things where it's so tempting to just try harder and try harder and try harder and try to put more weight on the bar and force it and force it and force it and force it. But if you keep forcing it, you're just going to dig yourself into that deeper recovery hole. And the best thing you can do in that situation is, if things are feeling shitty, is not forcing it so you can catch back up and start building momentum again. Because really, the whole reason I'm saying we want to be productive as possible every single session is that one session doesn't make a meet. One session doesn't make a world record. It is a accumulation of all the sessions over so many years. And the more of those sessions that we can make productive, the better results we're going to get in the big picture. And like, I think that right there is the number one lesson I'm trying to teach in the vlogs and in the team. So yeah. And if you guys do need any help with anything at all powerlifting related, hit the link below, join the team, because I know I'm pumping at a ton, but it is so freaking sick to see how much better people are getting when they're in there. And I absolutely love seeing it. So if you want to get better, let me help you.